Welcome to another episode on our channel. You've seen these two figures before, but I've updated them. So this is Jyn Erso and K-2SO. I actually got it right in the first take. What my husband said, I got it wrong. I made him look it up. And of course, I was right. He apologized. So all is well. Anyway, K-2SO. I always have to think about it, but I did get it right twice. Anyway, he was, I think Hasbro or some other, maker that isn't close to Hot Toys or anything like that. And he was, even with shipping and handling, since I got him off the secondary market, it was like less than $15 to get him. I couldn't believe it, actually. They weren't asking for much for him, and I don't see how they made a profit, but I don't know. Maybe somebody gave them this thing, and anyway, I got him real cheap. He is cheaply made. The paint job wasn't great. His arms originally were very straight. You could not bend. There is no articulation in the elbows. There is articulation in the shoulders. There's no articulation in the knees, but there is articulation with the legs moving back and forth. There's no articulation with the feet. There is articulation with the head. So it's very limited in terms of articulation. What I had my husband do is sever the arms, and then I reattached them with bends in them, and severed the knees, and I reattached them with bends in them. And more recently, I repainted him with metallic obsidian for the dark parts and metallic silver for the other parts. And I added some silver parts that were painted on the Hot Toys figure that were not painted on this figure. So I think he looks pretty darn good now. With Jyn Erso, I added a leather holster, a different blaster, handgun blaster, and a belt. Originally, things were a little brown, and even though I'm not using the right pants color and shirt color, it should be kind of a darker gray, and black doesn't really show too fully against black. She originally is shown with a black holster and a black belt, and I just thought it would look better this way. So with her, I actually used Boba Fett's pants and really slimmed them down to get them to fit on her, because he's a big guy. Used parts of his shirt and the little thing around his neck to put on her. Was able to find a green shirt, no vest. I took a lot of liberties here. So the only thing that really is original for Jyn Erso is the hat and the rifle blaster. This is an unbranded head, which looks pretty darn good, I think. And like I said, this guy was less than $15. So happy camper all around. So we'll pause and put them on a turn tray so you can see them from different directions. So here's Jyn Erso in her slim down pants from Boba Fett. That was a process. That was a journey. And an unbranded head. She looks, I think, awesome. And then, of course, K-2SO. I'm sorry. I've corrected my husband more than once. He looks fantastic. And it's a wonder how much paint will change the look of a figure. And since he was so not articulated, just putting some bends in the arms and the knees made a tremendous difference in this guy. All right, so we'll pause and get some tighter close-ups from here on up. So we are back, and you can see her leather holster here, which was originally brown. I painted it black. I had a more flimsy holster here originally. Same belt, but I painted it black to match. And she's got a different blaster in there. I think it looks great. And oh my gosh, this K-2SO figure, it's a wonder what a paint job will do. I mean, this guy looked, I would say boring. You know, yeah, you could recognize it was K-2SO, but he had no character. It's a wonder what you can do when you put a little more articulation on a figure. Just the bends in the arms and the bends in the knees made a big difference. Obsidian metallic paint for the dark parts of this figure, and adding more silver in places really made this figure pop much more brightly. So I'm really happy with the outcome here. Yeah. There you go. We really can't get any closer than this because she's so short and he is so tall, just like me and my husband. But they make a good pair. Big difference with the paint. And there you go. What's interesting is that these are probably some of my most economically priced customs. This was like less than $15. And since I used a lot of Boba Fett stuff that I wasn't using, she hardly cost anything at all as well. It's an unbranded head, which looks pretty darn good. And this shirt, the hat, the weapon, I really lucked out on these two. So here's one last look at Jyn Erso and K-2SO. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you have, consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. In the meantime, everyone, please have a great day.